very simple model is like a direct current, such as your car battery is the source, and then the light bulb is you, and then that energy has to go to the ground, and so it can flow through the light bulb, and then in this model, if that was us, and then we light up, and then we're something more than the light bulb is without the flow of energy through it. So you ground literally, and interestingly, I think this works with our willingness to allow this other part of us. It works with permission, because there's so many consciousness synchronizing. There's our permission from our local selves and the earth. My model is that you really want to ask. The best way to operate this is to ask your higher self, if you will, to come through your body and connect all the way to the earth. So that's the other side of grounding, is that you're going to experience the most of this here and now moment right now, with hot and cold and pain and pleasure and happy and sad. And then so the feelings of being grounded are I physically feel connected to the planet. So if I'm feeling really grounded, it's a really clear sense of being, that I'm just here and I'm okay with however I am and whatever is going on around me. So I've made up a practice for myself, and the first thing I discovered, the first step in becoming grounded, in getting this part of you, in re-inviting this higher consciousness part of you into this physical part, is the first part is allowing yourself to believe, I guess would be the best word, that we have these other parts. So then I ask my higher self to, first of all, show me how this works. And that alone seems to change. So there's, in the asking is the permission and the allowing, which if you try it out, I give my higher self permission to come into my body, and I ask my higher self to come and be here in this body. It's going to feel different just in those words. And then it's asking the earth. So we're reaffirming this agreement we've already made, right? And asking the earth, can I come and connect? The ego, you got to put that on the shelf maybe for a minute, because all this is already waiting for you, and your higher self is like, oh, they're back again. As I've quieted myself down and become centered enough, then I can just feel that very powerful and yet very subtle pulse of these mountains. They're very powerful. They're a little rough in ways, but they're also whole. They're very solid and very real. So it takes that quieting of myself to get connected with it. And every time I think of grounding, because it only takes a few seconds, really. It may take you half an hour the first times around to get going, but once you start having a personal experience, it only takes all you have to do is think of it. You can start getting more connected. It doesn't matter where you are. Human doings, we're human beings. So it's a lot more about being, which is more about becoming aware and then choosing. And our ultimate two choices are that, as you say, we're this autonomous thing running around, and I've got to negotiate this whole world that I'm maybe at battle with the whole time, or I become aware that I'm made out of the same thing. So it's really, that's the dual story. I'm part of the one whole thing, and I'm my individual self all at the same time. So even just choosing, that's what I say, the grounding starts with choosing to allow yourself to know that. This part of me that I call myself me, but it's also comes from all that is. And that's the biggest choice we have on the planet. So we have free choice, but it really becomes, do I choose to pretend that the story about that I'm just separate and I have all this free choice and that's it, or do I choose to realize that my free choice is granted to me from the same one source that everything comes from? The ultimate choice is to go, oh yeah, so what would you like me to do? Which filters, I think, from source through our higher selves and then down through our physical being, and then it
into form, back
goes
into the
around
earth.
through the earth. And then maybe the most important thing we're here to do is to bring our individual frequency, beam of light, and download it, if you will, into the planet. When I grew up, I was taught that, this part here between my ears is in charge, and this may or may not be true. It certainly has a play in the game, but that part is giving permission to that there's something even more of me that knows more to come and be in here. And at the same time that I'm asking, because I believe this part's made out of earth and the earth is conscious, and therefore in the synchronizing I'm asking the Mother Earth that I'm coming to connect with you consciously now. And I don't see how you get any other answer than of course, I've been waiting for you. So yeah.